Welcome to the While My Batteries Charge podcast. Join us as we talk about all things radio controlled. And now, your host,
Folks, this man, he is the king.
Mr. CCxRC himself, Tony CC.
Hey, you guys, welcome to another While My Batteries Charge podcast. Welcome back with me into the studio, my brethren from the podcast realm. We're going to have a fun episode for you today. We're going to be talking about my trip to the Monster Jam World Finals and the Losi RC Championship that took place during the pit party there. Fun time spent, 4 days, I believe, there, 5 days. So it was quite a bit of time there, and it was an awesome event. Also, going back, and we'll talk about my trip to the Silver Lake Sand Dunes for the first time and running RCs on the dunes and how epic that was. In fact, I think I'm heading back there tomorrow. So I liked it that much. But there's been a lot going on. I've been wanting to do this podcast, but as I talk, you'll probably notice my voice will start to fade. I think I got sick when I was probably coming back from Utah. I don't know if it was the planes or whatever, but I've had a cough and I've had trouble talking for long periods of time without losing my voice. So that's why I haven't been able to do one of these and tell you about it all and how awesome it was. But also, right when we got back, the next day was my son's birthday, or actually the same day. I got in at like 2 a.m. So that was his birthday. So 2 a.m., woke up early, spent his birthday with him. We rented a boat trailer and we went to Torch Lake for 4 days there as well, so it's been a long run. I do have some coffee here to keep wetting my whistle. I have a water bottle here as well to be drinking, and I might be muting every once in a while to kind of clear my throat with a cough. But we're gonna press on and try and do this for you guys. Speaking of Silver Lake Sand Dunes, I got some paddle tires here that I want to put on some stuff. Let's start there. Let's start the Silver Lake Sand Dunes because as far as time goes, that happened prior to. So that was in June. And we haven't had an episode of this at all in June. Here we are mid-July. So it's been almost 2 months since I've done one of these. Things have been very hectic, very busy in good ways. Trying to fire back up the YouTube channel and all of that. So definitely keeping very, very busy here, you guys. And so that's been a good thing. All right, so on to the dunes. Had to do a quick pause there for a second to clear my throat. But yes, the dunes were an amazing place. I can't believe it's taken me this long to get there. And like I said, I'm going back tomorrow. Can actually meet up with Jem's Hobbies. That's the plan, at least, is to try and meet up with him. So as long as I can get all of that squared away, we'll be heading up there tomorrow and doing some RCing and stuff with him. Probably trying to convince my son Dominic to go with me. And he hasn't been to the dunes either. And I was like, dude, I'd never been there as a kid or anything. Like, you need to go while we're going and just check it out. It's really cool. So he's also been getting more into RCs. He went with me the other day and we ran RCs at new to us RC club that we found kind of in the area about 30 minutes from here. So between that and Reaction and Walter RC Park and just whatever, the Silver Lake Sand Dunes, I've got lots of options within an hour of my house. So that's pretty cool. Not everybody has that available to them. So, so the sand dunes were epic. I took up a bunch of different things. I brought a friend with me who'd been to the dunes before because I didn't know what I was doing, and it was just helpful to have somebody that knew, and it made me feel more comfortable about going and making sure everything was squared away right. And we met some other friends that were already up there, but I knew they were up there before I got there, and so one, it's always fun to go with a friend. So I had a friend go with me, and he'd been there and kind of made sure I was going to the right place and had all the right things necessary. But I took with me the Mojave 4S, which did awesome. The King Sling, which was fantastic out there with the mud tires on it and just digging into the sand. I think people are saying if I put monster truck tires on, it'd be even better. So maybe we will try that. I don't know if I have enough time to get that all sorted by tomorrow. I need to actually start charging some batteries now. I think about it. We took the X-Max with paddle tires on the rear. I took the Fire Team, but I couldn't get it. I had the radio and everything for it, but it wasn't working. Like the radio wasn't connecting, and I put it in bind mode and it wouldn't bind. So either I have to put a new receiver in it or something and just kind of bind it to a different radio I have or whatever. It was weird. I don't know why I did that. So we're going to give it hopefully another go because it's got paddles on it and it would look rad ripping out there. And we took the Losi Razor. That thing was wicked cool looking out there. But, you know, at the beginning we just kind of stayed low. And there's an area where you pull off on the way to the exit, and it's just kind of a walking area. And other people had RCs there. We weren't the only ones. There's quite a few people, actually, that ended up there with RC cars. And we were ripping it, you know, kind of going up the berm or up the dune like it was a berm, hitting some of the smaller stuff down low. Well, then it was like, you know, we need to climb to the top of this dune. And I was trying to put that off. I was not really. It was somewhat high. It wasn't actually too bad. It was sunny, but you know, I thought it was going to be a lot harder to climb to the top of the dune than it was. Because normally the dunes here, you step up and it slides back 3/4 of the step you just made. These were packed pretty good. So it really wasn't actually that bad to climb. So in the end, we climbed it like 5 times. Because one time we went up and the battery died in the controller. And we had to go back down. And then something else. I know we had different things, different reasons. But we went up and down, I feel like 5 times. It was quite a bit. But it wasn't, once we did it once, we knew it was doable, and it wasn't actually that strenuous to climb. Some of the people are climbing straight up the face of it. That looked harder, but we came up kind of from the side, just kind of gradually up it instead of straight up it, because we weren't trying to do the climb. We were trying to run RCs, and we weren't trying to climb dunes. So we climbed it the simplest way, the easiest way, in order to be able to see the cars and on both sides of it. Anyway, massive sends, super fun. Didn't really break anything, so that was awesome. We batteried out on all of the cars and just spent hours doing it. It was super fun. One of my buddies, Austin, has a real pre-runner truck. He rode us around the dunes on that. Unbelievable. So cush. I mean, the suspension was unreal. I thought, like, I was holding tight several times, like, this is going to hurt. And we just smooth right over the top of it. Unbelievable. So, anyway, I think next time I will take my heat wave up there. I'll probably have to get it set up for 3S, though. I still probably won't full send it off the dune. But I'll run it off of some of the other dunes and things like that and let it just air, like suspension drop, but not like full send like it was the X-Max. Because I'm really not trying to kill that truck as a basher. I want it to be more of a scale runner. So, yeah. So over on the YouTube channel, I've got several things, or you're on the YouTube channel, and probably many of you. So, let me get a screen up here. I can show you. If you're watching this video, you'll have a little bit of extra things that you see versus anybody that's just listening while they're at work. But I'm not going to actually play the video. I'm just going to kind of show which ones are there to grab, so that if you are wanting to see said videos, what's available. So, yeah, right here's the sand dune one. And then after that, we were going camping. And I'm just using this for reference for me now. There we go. And we were going camping, so I found the old school Arma and the Raider XL, and I haven't got to run that yet. So that will be one that I will be taking tomorrow. We were taking it to camp, but it was going to be a long walk out there carrying all the RCs to get to where the sand and the dunes were from the campground, and it wasn't worth it. So if there are any issues, it's just carrying everything in and out. And I'd rather go to something like this where I pull up with my truck on the side and just throw them down and run them. So decided that was the better option too. So I've got it ready. It's got paddle tires on it. You will be seeing footage of the Arma Raider XL very, very soon. Speaking of all of this in sand dunes, though, The wildest Bronco yet from FMS is being teased. It's the Fun Haver truck. It's licensed. And it looks really, really fun. So it is the Fun Haver after all. But they have a really cool teaser video for it, and scale area just looks fantastic, and beating it up. But that is kind of on my short list of wants right now. I think July 18th. So tomorrow it's available for pre-order, I believe. Pre-orders open July 18. Perks strictly limited to the first 30 customers. And the perks are $30 off. Collector's pack, miniature helmet, signed driver card, and a note from the boss himself. So they have some perks for the first 30 customers. The tough thing is I don't know when the 18th actually hits, because is that China 18th, and is it at midnight? Is it so those first 30, man, gonna have a little bit of a fight to get those perks. But there's also on Instagram, there's stuff, lots of little shorts from the dunes, airing it out, and having fun with the King Sling and smaller jumps. But the roost on it, like here coming off that dune, you can see people climbing it. They are leaning forward, so it is definitely a little bit harder than when we climbed up it, which was the side of that dune, kind of up. But yeah, so that we had fun with, and doing big flips and stuff off of the dunes with the X-Max. The paddle tires made it hook up super great. But from that, we went camping and ended up, giving away this crawler to a buddy of mine who's getting into RCs, running the mini LMTs, which was really fun to do again. And I have stories about that for Monster Jam. But main thing was these Groms. We got hooked on the Groms again, and we were racing them around fire pits. We had checked out or rented 2 lots side by side, and we were racing them around on those 2 lots and having an absolute blast going around the fire pit as like an oval track. So from that, many of you guys know that we've started kind of building a little track in our yard. My son got on the tractor, and he was helping me. I was, 1, teaching him how to run the tractor, but 2, we were building a new flat area. Because of what we did at camp was flat, we don't need much. We want to be able to, to just create whatever track scenario we want. So start flat, get some, make some jumps, which you did out of like corrugated plastic and PVC, so we could leave them out in the elements and not have them do anything. Small area, it's like 40 by 30, perfect for the Groms. But I thought we were doing the brushed ones, and we were running them, and it was good. But we ended up buying one of the BLX brushless ones, and it was so much better. Like, we did it at 50%, and it was faster than the brushed ones. But you also get all the upgrades. You get aluminum shocks. You get metal gears in the diffs and all that. All the upgrades that you're going to want to make to it already come on it. So it just seemed worth it to buy those, because I was going to have to be buying a bunch of these and then buying some hop-ups for them. But I wanted to keep them all stocked because I want to have people come over and race that may not be RC people, but just like for fun. Like, hey, we got this little setup. It's like going to a carnival. Let's make some videos and laugh and kind of just bash into each other with these. So that's the idea. I will have some RC people over that are fast and good. And, I don't know how good and fast, but we'll have some over that know how to run them, and it'll be a little bit more competitive racing, but just an idea of something to do in the yard and being able to change it up by just adding in like a piece of pipe here and making it have a little S curve in it, kind of a thing. But very simplistic ideas with the track, a couple cones, a couple pieces of like tubing to help guide around the track, but then the very simplistic jumps just to kind of get you a little upset before a corner or whatever, and make for some good racing. But yeah, these brushless Mojave Groms are absolutely a blast. My son just loves it. So he got one for his birthday. I bought him. He really wanted the pink one, so I got him that for his birthday. And then I bought another of the red, white, and blue one, so we'd have 3. But they're mine. But he has his. He gets to take care of it. Of course, I'll fix it up for him if it gets broken or whatever. But like that one's his, and he gets to always claim it. And if he wants it in his bedroom or if he doesn't want to keep it with the other cars, he doesn't have to. I want it to be his and him to feel like it's his. So that's kind of what we're doing with that. But yeah, so all of that was going on before World Finals. So that's kind of timeline what's been happening. Did the sand dunes. So this is like beginning of June. Then went camping. The ground thing kind of hit. We kind of went all in on that right before I left for Monster Jam World Finals. And then I was there for like, when did I fly in? Wednesday to Sunday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I was there 5 days. And absolute blast. Huge thank you to Barry Musauer for inviting me to be a part of the team, kind of coming in and helping, kind of like staff-like, because I was filming the whole event for them, for him, and to kind of show off what's going on with the Losi RC Championship that started as the Monster Jam RC World Finals that Barry started many years ago at the actual Monster Jam World Finals pit party for the big trucks. And it's grown into, the Losi RC Championship, as they've come on and become a sponsor of Monster Jam and kind of, having the different trucks. But man, what an awesome event. Awesome crew of people as well. Like the team of drivers that they had in there, everybody kind of got along pretty well, as far as I could tell. And I was just kind of bouncing around through interviewing people, laughing with people, checking out their cars, asking them questions about their rigs. And everyone was just there to have a good time. It's really a show. We call it like a championship race, whatever. And they are racing. But more than anything, it's a show for the fans of Monster Jam to see what you can do with RCs. And yeah, it's pretty awesome. Then there's freestyle, there's high jump, and then in between all of that is just kind of like just kind of playing around on the course just to kind of keep something going. And because people sat there and waited on the 2 main days, especially Saturday. Saturday was packed around the RC area, and people would stay there. One, I think because there was bleachers and they've been at the pit party and they just want to sit down. But 2, I think they'd kind of seen everything, and this was going to be kind of new. Just you don't know what's going to happen, so you're waiting to see. But also the Monster Jam drivers raced each other on it. And so a lot of them got seats for that and hung out and waited. So during the in-between of the different events, there were always people there watching, always people there, on the fence where the drivers or whatever would be talking to them and kind of sharing with them a little bit about the hobby. But really, really cool to see all of the trucks and the creativity that goes into the custom bodies that they do, because the trucks that were in the World Finals were represented in the RC World Finals. So there was Sparkle Smash, there was Digatron, there was Zombie, there was Mayhem, there was, of course, Megalodon, there was Gravedigger, and there was actually the Gravedigger, like Stars and Stripes in RC. Let me see what else there was. There was, Dragon, El Toro Loco. All the different Gravediggers. So there was the Grandma one, Excalibur. I'm just kind of quickly watching the video. Some of them go by. But, they were all represented. Kraken. There was a really awesome Kraken there with really awesome paint on it. Lucas Oil Stabilizer, Monster Mutts, Dalmatian, and Avenger. How could I forget Avenger? Anyway, just trucks and trucks and trucks, and it was awesome that people had put so much time and effort into these things and made them so good looking. So I was there, like I said, I was filming a lot, and I have more coming, more content from there coming. I'm going to have some interviews that I want to edit up and do. I am going to have my own video that I'm going to be posting to YouTube. I was testing out a new camera. It's not new, but it's the Insta360 X5. So for their newest version that does 8K, which is basically two 4K cameras and then combined. But you can choose it later to either have it be widescreen or upright. You can kind of reframe it, and then you got to sit there, and it's a pain in the butt because you got to track stuff because there's too much going on in this to let it auto track. It's not like there was one thing for it to focus on when there's two racers, and it's anyway. So I'm manually tracking all that footage. So it's going to be a little bit before I get all of it going and out. But yeah, I only took a mini RC, the mini LMT. I took the brushless one because it was my most upgraded one with the bigger links. It's, version 2 or whatever, like a running upgrade version with the better links and stuff. However, I broke it within about 15 minutes. So, for those who are watching, there's a little backflip video here with Cairo running my son of a digger, which we'll talk about later because I ended up going and buying another one at a hobby shop locally. But anyway, I launched the other one off of this and did a backflip and landed right on that flat piece of ramp that sticks up and just broke the link, like right in the rod end and in the link. It broke off. So I toasted it. So I was bummed because I'd barely done any running with it. I was wanting to shoot some stuff and have some fun during the in-between times and run RCs because I wasn't racing them. And that was going to be my little playtime and kind of break time from filming and being out in the sun, working the whole time was going to be to run these minis. So I Ubered myself to West Valley Hobbies, which is an awesome store. I will be doing a video, I believe, on the store as well. I got footage in there and going in. They have so many RCs there and so many upgrade parts. It is one of the most stocked hobby shops I've ever been in. Now, my hobby towns that I was at in Virginia Beach were really, really awesome. Really, really awesome. And they had probably the biggest number of RC vehicles available, like not necessarily the amount of how do I say, and maybe they do now because there's so many new ones now. They had the most quantity, like as far as walls of just Armas and that and stacked back and all that, and then but this one had the most types, and, from Vanquish and Vanquish parts to, it was just insane the amount of RCs that they had there. I was blown away. And they were stacked up in places, and they had some that I really wanted to get because they had like the sprint car in green and blue up there. They had, just so many, so many RCs. But selection-wise, it was crazy how many offerings they had. It was very tight. They were just rows and rows and rows of RCs and parts and whatever. It wasn't big and open, kind of like the hobby town that I had in Virginia was, and Bright and whatever. But it was just RCs and parts just falling off the shelves. There were so many. It was pretty cool. Anyway, I picked up a son of a digger, box stock, and just ran it and had a blast. So, and Cairo ran it, but we actually ran the racetrack with him, and the racetrack that they had set up actually worked really well with the minis. So Greg Soap and I ran ours. He had a Megalodon, and we just ran them on the track. I don't know. We raced each other 20 times or so, 15 times, a lot. Or we just line them back up, say go, and go for it. So it was really, really fun. Brass Ring Fab had his amazing car there, and he had like one of the Insta360s inside it and was getting super killer footage because he has like real interior looking in cage. and it looked so good. It's actually right here in this little screenshot for those watching online. So cool to watch it from that perspective, and it is an awesome ring. His axles that he makes are amazing and super scale looking. The Schultzes cleaned it up for racing. Jonathan won day 1, and John, his dad, won day 2. Jonathan wanted to dispute it, I think. Luckily, all video footage of it has been lost on accident, so we don't know the actual outcome if he were to dispute it. So John wins. But yeah, there was the Rec Deck truck, which is the new one that Bryce Kenny's driving. Looks like a Tech Deck skateboard. They did a rail grind with it, a la Big America style, which I posted immediately. Like, it looks like they've been watching Big America, because they took this skateboard-looking monster truck and had it do a rail slide. Pretty cool. Not going to lie, to see a big truck do it, pretty cool. But not nearly what Big America's able to accomplish with his. But after that, it's just been just getting back, and I wasn't able to run because we took some of the Groms with us up to Torch Lake, but our campsite was so small there. We thought we were going to be able to do the same thing, but there was no room to run it at our campsite. So we just hung out and did boating and whatever. And when we got back, my son and I went up to West Michigan Area RC Club. I always leave something out. I say West Area RC Club or West Michigan Area RC Club, and ran. And it was cool. It's a little overgrown on the course. So the track is wide as far as where the plastic pipes are, but there's a lot of grass that creeps in from that. So the area where you're actually running is kind of narrowish, which is okay. But it's also sandy and just bumpy and awesome. Like, if I were to race, that's the kind of racing I would do. It's unpredictable. It's not super smooth. You're throwing sand in corners. There's banked corners. You'd be just slamming into people. Give me a short course truck. Let me just grind it out with somebody on that kind of course and just have a blast, like laughing, hitting each other through corners, bumping and grinding, and it would be so much fun. As long as you had track marshals to help when you get knocked over. But it's been so good getting back into the hobby, and have a boat coming. I do have the Shreddy boat coming here in the mail here. Should arrive today, and I'm super excited about it. I've seen so many people running it in shallow water where their like yards are flooding right now. So like the jet boat, his little jet stream boat. So you can do it in really skinny water. And yeah, it's super exciting to be able to have this coming and do some more water stuff, because we're going to be out on the boat a lot. And I think that having an option for RCing while we're out and about anyway is going to be awesome. I've also thought too, like when we go to some of the places, I should just throw an RC on the boat, because we end up beaching in places that are sandy and cool and could be fun to throw down as well and throw some sand around. So we'll see. The opportunities are endless with RC, and I just have to think ahead, I think, to it and be prepared. But so much of what I do is spontaneous that it gets hard. Like, there's not necessarily batteries charged. I got to be better about just having some ready, and knowing that the Spectrum ones automatically discharge anyway. If I don't do something, I might as well go in and put them back on blast and get them charged up. And then if I don't use them, then we just, same thing. Just every couple of days, put one on and just have it ready to go in case I want to throw down. But, man, it has been a busy summer, an awesome summer, and so much RC coming. Haven't been able to do the mini stuff because I've been gone But I'm looking forward to getting back to Reaction RC and running the minis and hanging out with my friends and doing some of the comps that we normally do. So hopefully that's coming here next week. This week I'm going to Switchfoot today, so I'm not going to be there tonight. But hopefully next week I'll be there and running minis again. Have fun RCing, guys. We'll catch you next time.